Patricia Medici is a Brazilian conservation biologist whose main professional interests are tapir conservation, tropical forest conservation, metapopulation management, landscape ecology, and community-based conservation. More specifically, she has dedicated her life to the conservation of the lowland tapir, which is the largest land mammal of South America. In January of 2020, she and her colleagues published Health Assessment of Wild Lowland Tapirs in the Highly Threatened Cerrado Biome, Brazil. As stated in this journal, they assessed the health of tapirs by completing physical examinations, hematology and blood biochemistry, urinalysis, fecal parasitology evaluation, microbial profiling of anatomic cavities and lesions, and serologic surveys for evidence of infectious agents. Before her efforts, not much was known about the tapirs. However, since then, she and people in her group have examined the ways in which tapir species interact with their habitats and the main aspects of their habitat use, spatial ecology, and adaptability. With this uncovered information, it is possible to promote action. At the national park in São Paulo State, an average of 6 tapirs died a year. They modeled that population and knew that if tapirs kept dying at that rate, they would lose tapirs in that particular park in 40 years. They then went to the media and the managers of the park. They had radars and signage installed and reduced tapir deaths from 6 a year to 1 every 3 years. The next steps are efforts to convince the Brazil public on why they should care about these animals. Patricia Medici was always interested in studying science and research. While she was studying at São Paulo University, she was looking for opportunities to get training courses from one of her professors. He gave her a big pile of papers and said, "Well, you want to get involved with wildlife conservation? You have to read a lot. You have to study a lot, so just go ahead and read all of this." That's when she came across the lowland tapir, which she has dedicated the last 27 years to studying. Almost all of her time is spent doing something with the tapirs. Her interests and hobbies are always revolved around these animals. She is known as the guardian of the lowland tapir. One of the things I found to be most admirable about her was, while receiving one of her awards, one of the International Selective Committee members referred to Patricia and stated that, although still relatively young, Patricia's scientific abilities are very strong. More importantly, however, she's able to bring together diverse people with different interests and objectives and rally them around a common goal. I found myself to identify with her because aside from her great scientific contributions, she has also done a lot with bringing diverse people together to work together as one. This is something I would like to find myself doing too, not only helping the scientific world, but being able to help person-to-person contact as well.